Hello, all. So, we all were waiting for it, and finally, today, a few hours ago, maybe, I was out, but Microsoft officially announced that the public previews for 2023 Release Week 2 are available as of today. What a great timing, guys! On a Friday, at least from an Indian perspective, on a Friday evening, the public previews are out. I'll have to call off some of my plans for the weekend, but that's okay. That's what the fun is with the public previews. So in this particular video, we'll just quickly walk through how you set up a public preview environment if you have a Business Central SaaS tenant. If you don't have Business Central SaaS tenant, then you can utilize the Docker command to build the Docker container for the public preview releases. And if you don't know how to set it up, just let me know into the comments and I'll make sure that the video is available. But let's get into it. It's not a long video. Let's get into it. So if you have Business Central SaaS, head up to your Business Central SaaS environment and you just need to create a new environment. Now there might be some questions, why should I care about public previews for any version of Business Central? And we'll have to understand why these are released and when they are released. So public previews are typically released a month before the actual release. Okay, and we'll go there. So once you are in here, go back to your admin center. I'm going there. Now, in Business Central SaaS, it's super easy that you just need to create a new environment. And let's do that. And then we'll talk about it. So I already have a production and a sandbox environment for US region, but that does not limit me that I can only create for US region. If I'm someone who would like to see what's coming up for, let's say, India localization in 2023 release wave 1, I can also set it up. So your environment, country or region is independent from where you bought it, right? So I'll call it BC23 now, preview. Okay. You can only create sandboxes at this moment, which is because it's in preview. Then choose your country. You can choose the list of countries. I'll keep it as US, but you can technically choose any country which is available. And then from here in the versions, you need to choose the preview version, which is 23.0.12034.12167 at this moment. And then you create it. Now remember that the sandbox on the preview version are intended only for testing and review of feature coming in the next release. The environment may be updated to a newer version as Microsoft kind of keeps updating things, or deleted without notice. So it can also be deleted. So remember that you don't utilize these environment for your production things or for your actual things. You utilize it for the testing purposes only. Okay, and let's click yes. So that'll start the creation of the new sandbox and we'll see once that is created. Now let's come back to our discussion, why previews and what you need to keep in mind. So if you are creating them in Business Central SaaS environment, like I just created, remember the environment of type previews will automatically be deleted when the actual version is released after some days. So don't utilize it from a perspective of where the data is critical, right? You cannot upgrade an existing sandbox or a production environment to a preview version because that's not the intention of the preview version, as we just saw. The intention of the preview version is so that you get upfront information about what's coming up and you can test out those functionality. Now you might say, okay, we'll wait for the actual release and then we'll test it out. But now if you are a partner or a partner who builds app for app source or Business Central SaaS on-prem or SaaS or on-prem, you also would like to review that are your extension compatible with the upcoming release. And that's very important from the life cycle perspective of an ISV or a product. If you are one of those who's interested to see are their extension compatible, so it's not about the data, it's only about your code, right? So you can always create a preview environment, text all your extension by deploying them or trying to build them against the latest symbols and see what's breaking. Because now with this preview version, Microsoft gives you a flexibility so that you have upfront info what's breaking in your extension, and you can fix it before the actual release comes. And the added advantage on top of doing that is your customers are not waiting for you when the PC23 is actually available next month for an upgrade. Your extensions are compatible. You deploy them on their sandbox once the 23 preview is out, or the actual release is out, general availability. They test out their extension and you deploy it on production and do an upgrade. So it's very important from a partner perspective or anyone who builds apps perspective to utilize the capabilities of preview version. Okay, that's a developer thing. But what's about consultants? Consultant get a chance to understand what's changing. There is already release note. We have talked about it in the BC Open discussion and other sessions and all, which gives you detailed info of what's coming in. The previews are a great opportunity for consultants to understand and to learn what's changing in different areas in the product. Learn them and be ready to educate your customers about it. Okay, so if you have business central SaaS, go ahead and do this activity as I did, and we'll create in a while. If you don't have business central SaaS and you are trying to rely on the Docker environment, just let me know into the comment section, and I'll make sure that we have the next video available sooner than later about how you set it up on Docker environments. So the global rollout of the preview environment is done today. The expectation from Microsoft is that they want partners to test the preview and provide the feedback. If there are any issues that you find in the preview version, you can always report them on Microsoft Collaborate portal, where there's a link. Let me find that link. Or if you are part of the Microsoft Yammer group, then you can also report them there. So this is the link, aka MSBC bugs, and you can utilize this link to report any bugs that you find in the preview version, so that Microsoft can also fix them, as we said, right? As we already discussed, the other expectation from Microsoft is that you test out your pertinent extensions or app source extension with the compatibility to the next coming version. And if there are any issues, you fix them firsthand. Hopefully you have a great weekend with this, and I'll surely be exploring it as I do every time. And if I'm not wrong, we'll be talking about it now in tomorrow's BC Open discussion. So if you're part of it, great. If you're not, don't forget to watch the recording of the session, and I hope you'll learn something out of that session also. So it's being preparing. It may take a while, as I'm pretty sure so many developers and consultants are right now creating the Business Central 23 preview environment. That's the reason of slowness, but that's okay. It'll take its own time, and we'll start utilizing it as it gets set up. So what's the next activities or actions for you? If you have SaaS, go ahead and set it up. If you have Docker, set up a Docker environment with the preview environments. And if you liked what you saw in this video, just hit the like button. If you think this information need to be shared with other Business Central folks and it's important, do share this video on your social media. And as you know, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button and keep yourself up to date as we talk about what's coming in the new release when we start exploring Business Central 23. So I'm super excited. Now I have a plan for the weekend. Let me know your plans into the comment section, and I'll be happy to hear back from you. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.